always say this is a 3 to 5 year career business. If you take it seriously and you really apply the already available system for you to duplicate, you can retire on a 6-figure income that comes in, quote unquote, passively, so to speak.
Let's face it, burnout amongst doctors is sky high, and we're actively seeking other ways to make the most of our transferable skills beyond the usual career pathways. Welcome to Disrupting Doctors' Careers. I'm your host, Dr. Abena Babbas-Jones, and I'm on a mission to connect 1 million doctors across the world with the best in diverse career opportunities. So in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the big 2 words that I hear and sometimes is associated with cringe, bad, evil, network marketing. It's true. Is network marketing a viable side hustle for doctors, physicians, right? And it's really an interesting topic because it's come up. I've been doing medic footprints and alternative careers for a long time, nearly a decade. And I've always been really, really fascinated because actually there are quite a number, like numerous network marketing businesses that have hundreds, if not thousands, of doctors, right? So this is a really great opportunity to put all hands up and on the table. Sometimes they say in the North, put dog on table. I don't like to do accents because I'm very bad at them, by the way. And to talk about this topic in particular, and also in relation to Ola, who joined our team 7 months ago, and also a doctor. We'll go more into that, but also medic footprints and our involvement in network marketing, which has been on and off over the years. But we've got a new interesting venture that we are embarking on. But the key for this is to inform you about what network marketing is, but also, is that going to be a viable side hustle for you, right? So welcome to this episode. If you're not interested in this, it's a good time to turn off. But thank you so much for those of you who are joining us for this really exciting conversation. So I'm introducing, again, you may be familiar with her, Dr. Ola Abbas, or otherwise known as Ola Van Steen. She has been married, or she's due to be married for the 2nd time this year, and will be number 3 later on in September. She'll tell us a little bit more about that. It is the same guy, by the way. It is the same guy. But further ado, let's just dive straight in. Because Ola, one of the reasons why we hired Ola on the team is because, number 1, she is a doctor. Number 2, she had this really, or she still has this really great commitment and energy when it comes to supporting doctors. So basically, she already has her own travel business that she's been running for a few years. And in that travel business, she has recruited a number of doctors and mentors them on a regular, if not day-to-day basis. So as you know, Medic Footprints, we're passionate about doctors. We think internationally and globally, and we are on a mission to connect 1 million doctors with the best and diverse careers. And so that was a really important factor too. And the third one is business. Like, it's really important that we are growing a business here. Like, you know, we're very impactful, but in order to grow, we do need money. That is something that we cannot get away from in order to survive sustainably as an independent business. So one of the things that really makes Medic Footprint stand out from other companies is that we do not have any external investors, because I'm really passionate about running an organization that is led by doctors. As you know, with our values, it's all about autonomy. It's all about us shaping the future and influencing where we can in the world. And what I've noticed with some previously doctor-led businesses, I will not name any names, once they get taken over by an external business, that ethos does change, the feelings change, the mission and the vision changes, and that experience changes too. So this is what I do not want for Medic Footprints. So Ola kind of basically encapsulated everything we were looking for in those values. That was key. And so the learning point from that is, if you are applying for any job, not just Medic Footprints, any other job, it always starts with those values. And it's really important that you are clear on what your values are and whether they align with the company. Anyway, network marketing and business. So why has it been so popular for doctors? Ola, tell me why.
Hey, so network marketing, it's an absolutely great business model for doctors. And the reason for that is because it is flexible. It is, you can do it as a part-time, anytime, whatever time you might have, and you can grow it into a full-time. And depending on what type of network marketing business you are doing, then it won't affect the it won't affect your job as a doctor, and you don't need to kind of like get involved in like declaring it to the GMC or declaring it on your ARCPs, etc. So it is a fantastic business model in terms of that you can do it in your own downtime. You don't need a large investment to get started.
Okay, let's stop right there, Ola. So sometimes I love interrupting people. I really want to go back to you, Ola, as you, because this is why Medic Footprints fell in love with you. This is why I fell in love with you as a human being. I really want to find out more about your own journey into network marketing. Like what happened? Why were you even looking for alternative options?
That's winding us about like 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was like, I just knew I'm not going to retire on my NHS career. I was not going to stay a consultant for the next 35 years of my life. And I was looking for another option. I did have a look around. I did extensive research. I looked into options, and I found that travel is a great option for me because I'm so passionate about traveling and I absolutely love it, and I do it ever so frequently. So I thought to myself, great, let's do a travel business. But then without having any business experience, trying to enter into a business world can be quite daunting, especially if you don't have a network of people around you who would support you on that kind of journey. So I did start looking into it, and I started looking into options and how can I do it and this and that and the other. And then the setup of becoming travel business owner was quite big. It was quite prohibitive. And at that time, I didn't have any kind of like guarantees or any kind of like, am I going to make my ROI back? I mean, like just one of the
What's an ROI?
Return of investment. So
acronym buster here.
Just oh, certainly cool. I mean, like just one of the licenses that I would have needed to get was somewhere around in the line of £10,000, which I could have put in money and saved, and we could have found the money if I did see the ROI back from it. But I was like, no, there has to be another option. There has to be a better option. And I kept on searching, and I came across the travel network marketing business model. And it really intrigued me because travel as a product is something that I'm passionate about. B, is highly sellable. People buy it all the time. And then the network marketing business model in itself, it is highly rewarding. It's polar opposites from being in a job. So like a job, as you would know, as our listeners would know, you're trading your time for money, and you would always need to do that to create the income that you want. And if you want to grow your income, you always have to grow your working hours. And there's always going to be a limit. There's always going to be a cap on how much you can actually work.
But when you're absolutely. So I mean, yeah, no, I think just hearing your story actually resonates with a lot of doctors who are just looking for other options. Now one of the big things, as we know, doctors are striking this week, right? Overpay. And it's more than pay, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But pay is a really important factor, especially now with the cost of living crisis. So, I always say everyone needs to look to make sure you've got your own responsibility to make sure you've got income outside of your clinical work. You may love your clinical work, and that's great. And I really do love my clinical work, but it's so important. This is why I even started Medic Footprints, to have another form of income. So if the clinical work does not work out for some reason, there's always something else that I can fall back on. And so if you are listening, it's just look at what your forms of income are. Most doctors I know only have one form of income, and that is their clinical work. And that is why they do feel trapped when they're looking for other options because of the huge financial commitments they already have and trying to find an income that matches that. Would you say that's the case, Ola?
Absolutely, because having other sources of income gives you power of choice. It gives you options. It allows you to, like, if you only had one source of income and you didn't like that job, or you didn't feel very well compensated in it, or very well valued in it, but that's your only source of income, you can literally feel trapped. Like, I don't know what else to do, and this is my only source of income, so I can't leave and go do something else. And that's like really the beauty of like having side hustles or another business or another avenues of income that come on the side, because they can give you that time and that financial space for you to go like, right, actually, how am I going to pivot? Or if your source of one source of income has stopped, you've got a financial cushion to fall onto with the others.
Sure. So we know, like with your travel business, we haven't gotten to the details of how you joined, but we know that a lot of doctors are doing it at the moment. Like, we're talking about at least 70 doctors in your team. Alone. How many in the world?
I've not done the whole stats yet, but I was actually looking into it. But in the UK, I know that we are the only doctor-led, doctor-predominant team.
Right. Okay. Which is great. And can I say, like, how does that help your team stand out compared to other teams? Like, what have you noticed are the key differences there?
Mindset, professionalism, like-minded people. It's a community of people who understand each other and know what we are going through, whether that is on a personal or professional level. And it's like when my team started to grow in more and more doctors, the team started to grow even more and more, because it's a group of people who understands each other. We've got similar values. Again, like, you grow a community through sharing the values, through sharing a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And it's become more and more clear for me over time that the way that the network marketing business is set up, and more specifically travel, it also contributes to doctors, having their own wellness, and so to speak, and their well-being catered to through the travel opportunities that they can have.
So, I mean, that actually jumps into the next point, which is I'd love to hear more about some doctors in your team who have examples of doctors in your team who have done really well with the business. But actually, before we get into that, I wanted to step back again. So I mentioned at the beginning that I've come across a number of network marketing businesses in my time, and a lot of the doctors running those businesses were like, you should totally join up with our business, because naturally, you're very social, you've got a community, you do really well. But the one thing that really stopped me from going ahead, apart from my lack of time, is that I really didn't buy into like the whole product, which was usually health and wellness related. And I'm not really much of a kind of selling a product type person, that especially a product that I wouldn't use myself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when Ola told me about the travel business, yes, it piqued my interest. And obviously we've just come out of pandemic, so there hasn't been much travel going on in general, but that's definitely improving massively now. But also because Medic Footprints is a global business, we've got a hub in Malaysia. We're looking at opening hubs across the world. Travel is a very important part of that. And even before Medic Footprints, I've always loved travel. I am an international girl. I love beaches in particular. And, I've worked as a doctor overseas. I've gone to California. So anyway, I love travel. So it's something that I won't have a problem really promoting and using. So actually, one of the reasons I actually started this recently, just simply because I wanted to use it for myself, not because of anything more than that. And in using it, as in what she'll tell you more about it, but basically I set myself up as a travel agent for myself. I have had access to just unrivaled discounts on travel, and 100% made more than the money that I put in, which was only like 100 and something quid, 130 quid. I literally I booked a hotel the other day and I got it half price than I would have paid if I went on booking.com, for example. So yeah, it was a no-brainer. So this is how we ended up in this podcast. But moving forward though, I want to hear more from stories of other doctors on your team that have really benefited from not only just kind of using the travel business for themselves, but also using it as a business to grow and recruit other doctors who are also looking to generate kind of, side hustle incomes and more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got quite a few stories. And one of the superstars, which again, this business has given me, more than it gives more than the money and the travel. It also gives you friendships that run on such a deep level, because you come close to people who you really identify with your values. So Joy has become a very close friend of mine through this business, and if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have probably met her. She's a GP in the Midlands area, and she works full time. She's a mum of 3. And sometimes she says she's a mum of 4 because her husband counts as well. She'll probably kill me when she hears this.
Luckily, Joy is a relatively commonish name, and hopefully, or it could be a name that we've actually just made up.
Yes, it might be. It might be the latter. But she started it again, like you, Abena. She absolutely loves to travel, and she goes away with her family, and that piqued her interest, and she was like, "Oh, tell me more. What is this about traveling and booking your own travel?" And she booked her own holiday, and then she was like, "I'm really loving this because I'm getting access to things that I wouldn't have normally got access to if I wasn't a travel agent." And it is, there's a streamlined process, there's a system, there is support. She did it, and then she's had a conversation with me about like why I'm doing it, and like what's like the bigger plan and the vision, and how can you actually make money in it. I started talking to her, and then she was like, well, this can then benefit a lot of other people. It can benefit a lot of other doctors. And I was like, yeah, that is what we're talking about here. And then she started sharing it quite organically throughout her network. And in a record period of time, she grew her team. And it's more, I always say, it's not about the commission, it's about the mission. Because if you follow the mission and you achieve those goals of like helping other people succeed in setting up, whether it's their financial independence or whether it's even just having that holiday that gives them that break, to enjoy that time with their family and see them develop as a human being, that is far more important. The commission will always follow. Start with the mission.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so Joy has built this amazing business. She's benefiting from her own travels, and she's helping other people do the same. Another name that I will make up or not make up, or actually, I'll use his code name. He goes in the team by the code name The Don. He's a phenomenal human being.
This is a doctor, by the way, guys.
He is a doctor.
The Don, okay.
He's a GP as well, and the Don works full-time GP, has a family as well, and he also runs other online businesses, not as a network marketing model, other types of businesses, and he got really intrigued by the business model itself. Again, he loves travel, and he grew his business in a way that now he's well exceeded the 100K mark in travel bookings. He books travel for other medics, but he also helps other medics set up their own travel businesses. And he's, again, grown his team exponentially. And the rewards that come with that, you can see, like, on our communication channels, when someone on the Don's team has got like a travel booking for a client, or they've kind of like hit a milestone, you can see him like a proud father. And it's just absolutely amazing. It's absolutely lovely to see. So he's grown, like, financially, again, grown as a human being, grown in business. And one of the things that he always talks about is that, like, when he first came in, he booked a family holiday and he saved over £2,000. And that was his business investment for the next, like, 3 to 4 years. So he was like, whatever happens, I'm good.
I mean, I think those are really powerful stories as examples of doctors who have really flown and made it, but obviously there was a quite substantial amount of work put in. And I think the take home from that, like it would be for any single job or business, is that there's going to be something in it that you are genuinely passionate about, that drives you, that you're motivated. So with your first example with Joy, who may or may not be called Joy, it sounds like she already had her love of travel, but also the network, and she was a natural kind of, community builder, socializer. And with the Don, he was someone who basically already had a business hat as well, and also was motivated by supporting his family and wanting to spend more time with his family, but also doing the things that he loved. Really. So I think that's great. And like, I mean, we were also kind of brainstorming earlier, like what other kind of doctors who might be listening to this could really benefit from, in general, not necessarily this business, but the kind of network marketing business model.
Yeah.
So we mentioned a few things. For example, you mentioned women who are, or men, on parental leave or maternity leave and looking for other forms of income, especially when their income has dropped. Like, what other options, what other types of people could benefit from this, or doctors, I should say specifically?
Doctors who are on part-time and looking to supplement their income, or they want to go on part-time, but they don't want to give up sessions or part of their training because they would need money. And so they can supplement their income through like a network marketing business model. Like you mentioned, after maternity leave, have another person who's also on the team, and they decided not to go back to work for several reasons. Part of them is looking after the children after the maternity leave. And then they were just wanting something to create their own financial independence and be able to do it. Doctors who are looking to travel more, people who are just genuinely passionate about traveling. Why forfeit the whole bill when you can pay less? That's also another thing, especially now, with the raising in cost of living and the strikes about pay. If you do have an opportunity that would allow you to enjoy better quality travel for less, then why not?
How about doctors who are kind of in a position of, who are locuming, maybe either in specialty training or even outside of specialty training, or even like those who are kind of locuming and because I hear a lot of doctors who say, for example, they're looking to get into business of some sort, but they're not really sure how to, and getting started is like the biggest obstacle that most people face. So how would you say that some doctors who say want to start up their own businesses like could benefit from network marketing business model?
I was going to say that because we see a lot of doctors who get held back by the fact that they don't have business or commercial experience. And they may feel like they can't go for certain roles because they don't have that experience, or they can't go for certain roles, for example, in the business world because they don't want to set up their own business because they don't have experience. But entering into network marketing, it's a great model because no experience is required. It is a business in a box, plug and play, literally, I call it. You get started, and then all of the business training and like marketing and promotion and networking and things like that, it comes all part and parcel of it. I was entirely naive to business before I had started my network marketing business, and I would have never seen myself in a business role. And now I'm completely self-employed. Like I'm working with Medic Footprints as one of my business, being part of the business of Medic Footprints, but then I'm not employed, elsewhere, and I'm running a business, and all of the experiences and the skills that I have picked up over time is from the network marketing business that I did. So it is a great way to build up and develop your business skills when you don't have any.
No, I think that's great. That's great because that is the biggest challenge that a lot of doctors do face. And as you said, you've got a ready-made community of doctors who know exactly where you've been, where you are now, and where you're looking to go, and also having fun doing it. Because like I know that you've been on quite a few journeys across the country at times, meeting with doctors you've never met before, probably would have otherwise never met, and just actually having an amazing time with lots of Instagrammable photos.
We're in America. My team is just not in the UK. And again, this is another thing that's really opened up my mind of like, our team is in America as well. We've got a business partner in the Caribbean. We've got business partners in Ireland as well. As soon as we opened, and they're doctors as well. And they're like, this is just an amazing opportunity. And it's just a great way as well to build networks and working with different people that otherwise you wouldn't have never met.
Okay, well, let's just address the clear objections that anyone, let alone doctors, would have with regards to network marketing and what it could be associated with. So when people think of network marketing, they think bad, 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 evil, mainly because of the association with Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes, and people join up and then they don't make any money, and most people just don't make any money or anything when they're joining a company like this. Why would you? So I mean, what are your how would you address those concerns that doctors might have
Yeah,
on that
absolutely.
level?
I totally understand, and it is a big, it's the, so to speak, addressing the elephant in the room. When you talk about network marketing, people kind of like immediately think pyramid schemes, and there is a difference. So a pyramid scheme is anything that is shaped like a pyramid. So, you know, it could be a business, it could be a corporation, it could be school, it could be a church, it could be the army. You know, it's shaped like a pyramid. There's someone at the top, and there's no like other people there in layers. A Ponzi scheme is what I would heavily warn people against, because a Ponzi scheme, which they, I don't think they exist anymore, or at least they don't exist out there in the open because they are illegal. It's usually like high investment, you only exchange money, there is no product. And yeah, just the people at the top basically make the money, and that's why they were made illegal. That was a long time ago. But network marketing, the difference, and this is what, again, what I tell people is like, when you're looking at a network marketing company, make sure it has these things, is that it does have a valuable product that people would buy. In this case, travel.
Yeah, product market fit number one, guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is something that, you know, like when I was on call and having to need to a hotel, I would book it through that. So like even for like the simplest basic things.
Things like trains as well. Trains, planes, boats, cruises, Disney World, Lapland,
Activities. Yeah.
everything. South Pole, North Pole.
All the whole
Electives, guys.
afternoon tea.
Guys.
Afternoon tea. You can literally book
Yeah.
afternoon tea through your own booking engine.
Oh, afternoon tea, amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, theatre tickets. It's just anything that is related to the world of travel. So again, that's another thing. People just think like packages. Like, no, it's everything.
Travel and entertainment, it sounds like.
Sorry, go again.
Travel and entertainment.
Yes. Travel and entertainment, absolutely. So make sure that when you're looking at network marketing companies, that it has a product that is in demand. And travel is booming since after the pandemic. Now people just want to travel. So, you know, that's an important point. And the other difference of network marketing from a pyramid or a Ponzi scheme is that network marketing would allow you, the business model, the compensation plan, would allow you to outgrow the person that has recruited you into the business, and you can outgrow any other person within the business, because there is a regulation on how the person who brought you in the business, how much they can benefit from what you are already doing. So what you do benefits you and makes you grow. So, you know, a lot of people have that connotation of like, oh, well, I'm going to come in and I'm going to work and I'm going to, you know, like the person who brought me in is going to benefit from it. And I'm like, not when you understand the business model. Because I have examples, again, within my own team, let alone the company, within my own team, who have people have outgrown the people who have sponsored them into the business. Their paychecks are bigger, their teams are bigger, their results are bigger. Because the
I think
business
that's, I just wanted to home that, because I think that's really powerful in the sense that it allows things to be a lot more equitable. And in some ways it does actually remove a lot of biases that people, you know, experience in normal employment situations, right? I'm talking about women, ethnic minorities, disabilities. It literally is like all of that is wiped out. If you do better than the person that brought you in or your senior, then you will do better, right?
Absolutely.
And that's like, you know, any business. So guys, if you're like in the private sector or even in the NHS, so, you know, if you end up working, growing and outgrowing your consultant, if you are junior to your consultant can't stop you, so to speak. Like, it literally is, the reward is you and your hard work.
And something else that really made me fall in love even more with the travel network marketing is that the way that the compensation plan, and for people who are not familiar with network marketing, that's basically the payment plan, the way that it works out. Again, not to go into too many detail, it's a force compressed matrix. But once you understand it and you understand the power of it, you can benefit also from the efforts of the person who has brought you into the business. So the way that the matrix plays out, and the way that when people come into the business, they will be placed in certain position, is all kind of like computer generated matrix. But when your so to speak, your sponsor in the business has recruited a number of people, you can also benefit from the passive income from the people that your sponsor has put under you in your matrix. It's slightly kind of like there's numbers, lots of numbers involved in it, but
lots of numbers, and doctors don't really understand numbers, Ola, as you told me,
no,
as we all know.
And I didn't know.
We're not that great at numbers. We're not that great at numbers.
It's like my takeaway from it is that it's people have that objection of like, oh well, the person is going to make money off me. I'm like, no, we make money together, and that was really important for me as well. Sure. It was really important for my values as well as a doctor, is that we'll be making money together, and I'll show you how to make money. It's not that the sponsor has made money off you.
And as I like to say, and someone once told me, there's plenty of room at the top.
Yep.
Would you agree with that? There's plenty of room for everybody at the top.
Absolutely. And again, examples of like, so Joy, who may or may not be called Joy, and and the Don,
who may or may not be called the Don.
We don't know. They have reached, and myself, we have reached to the top 1% of the company. Mm-hmm. You know, in a phenomenal time, in like less than 100. Sorry, that was a different stat in my head. In less than 2 years, you reach to the top 1% of the company. You just go like, there aren't really many people at the top and looking like me. You know.
So let's talk about some other figures, some simpler figures, but like realistic. Okay, so you've put in your time, your energy, or at least some of it, because we know that you can do this on the side if you want to. Realistically, what could a doctor expect to make? I mean, obviously using this travel business as an example, but obviously there's lots of other businesses that they could join. So yeah, could you give us any examples of what that could look like?
Absolutely. And one thing to say before I kind of go into examples is that the financial growth is exponential. So you'd hit a point, and then the amount of money is not additive; is just multiplies. But speaking in realistic terms, if you treat this as a part-time business and you would work around the 20-hour mark a week, you can expect a 5-figure annual income. If you do this as a
after how long?
In a year, you can develop that in a year.
So 20 hours a week, and you could expect to earn 5 figures in a year.
Yep. Do it as a full-time commitment, 40 hours a week, and you can generate a 6-figure income out of it. You have to work it smart.
What happens with most people?
What happens with most people who work or don't work, because there's a difference.
So let's talk about the non-workers first, because that's the stats. So for people that don't do anything,
you don't do anything, you're not going to get anything out of it. You know, okay. This is not like an overnight success.
This is a business. You don't work on your business dies.
Exactly.
Or unless you've got someone else working on it for you.
And the same thing I always say to people, like, you know, you get a gym subscription and you don't go to the gym. Is anything going to happen? You're not going to have that 6-pack. You're not going to wake up on the morning, you know, like had they paid for the gym subscription today. Tomorrow morning you go and look and like, oh my God, there's a 6-pack there. You know, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
And the same thing with other businesses, or the same thing if you get married and you don't work on the marriage, you know, it's not going to work. So being very candid and honest, people who don't work, they're not going to get anything back in return.
Okay. So let's say the next step up, which is people who do they have a few hours a week available.
A few hours a week available, you can expect like a monthly 3-figure income.
Okay. And so, I mean, so basically it's at what point can you kind of make money, I say, passively?
Always, I know what you mean.
You just listening, go and watch the visual of this, because I'm doing my quotation figures passively, because realistically I don't believe in passive, real true, you're sitting back doing nothing, passive income. Even if you put money into an investment, stocks and shares, if you leave it, yes, things could go up, but they could also go down. So you've really got to keep an eye on it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even music royalties is not entirely passive, because they did a lot of work to get that amazing piece of music produced. I always say this is a 3 to 5 year career business. If you take it seriously and you really apply the already available system for you to duplicate, you can retire on a 6-figure income that comes in, quote unquote, passively, so to speak. There is the beauty about this business is that you do not need to continue to trade your time for money. It uses the power of leverage and leverage and passive income. So when your team grows, your sales will grow. Some people think about it like, like real estate. When you're the only person who's selling houses, your income is capped at how many houses you can sell. But when you have a whole team and then you have several offices, then the income would grow exponentially out of that. So I always say there's like the 3-5 year time period that people can expect to have the commitment to the business, to build that foundation, to build their business. And then from there, it's like a light touch where you're allowing it to grow and you're nurturing a little bit here and you're tidying up here and you're improving the system a little bit, that kind of thing. Yeah. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely. And earlier you were referencing Harvard.
Yes.
With regards to, and generally speaking, again, network marketing businesses generally, because obviously some people join and I'm not really making enough money. So like, when is a good time to join a network marketing business when you are doing a research as to which one would be right for you?
So Harvard Business School, by the way, teaches a course on network marketing. And according to their research, when you're looking for a company, you need to join a company that has been around for at least 18 months. Because in those first 18 months of a network marketing company starting, it is the most financially fragile and it's most likely to collapse. If it survives the 2-year test, then it's great. But you also have to be mindful of not joining a company who has been going on for ages and ages and ages and has got a big market share, which means it's starting to saturate. And again, according to their research, which I really find interesting and fascinating, but according to their research, if you join a company that has less than 100,000 reps, then you are less than 100,000 members enrolled, then you are in a once in a lifetime opportunity, because the 100,000, it marks when the company goes into momentum. And that's one of the phases of business where your income from that business, from growing it, will multiply and grow exponentially. So awesome. These are things that I would be really kind of like mindful of when joining a network marketing company, plus obviously having a product that sells itself, which, high value product.
So where is the travel business? It's called IntelliTravel.
Yeah.
Where is it at the moment?
88,000.
88,000. So it's 22,000 below that.
We're close to hit momentum, and that's like, if you're listening and you know about network marketing, that is when millionaires are made.
Right. Okay. Well, so what happens when millionaires are made?
You want to be one of them.
It's going to happen.
So that's the phase of momentum of the business, and that's when the growth goes absolutely crazy. And if you look into the research about it and you look at examples from other companies that had that momentum phase, people will see their passive, not so passive checks going from like 1,000 a month to 10,000 a month. Because again, it's not only you, it is a team of people who are working with you to grow the business. And so it all multiplies and it adds up.
So just to be clear, IntelliTravel is the actual travel agency bit of the business, and the Planet Marketing is the network marketing part of the business. So they are essentially, they're a partnership.
Yes.
Is where they're recruiting travel agents to work on the business. So which of the businesses is it that has to have been around for more than 18 months? But
the network marketing business. So it's an exclusive.
So the Planet.
Yeah.
But
okay.
So Planet, how long has Planet been around?
7 years, going on 8.
Okay.
And they have the exclusive partnership with IntelliTravel. So you would not be able to become an IntelliTravel independent travel agent unless you enroll through a Planet Marketing representative. So it's exclusive between them. And IntelliTravel has been going for over 30 years. and they have won several awards, and they've got several accreditations. They've got all the travel licenses and everything to support their product.
Great. So, I mean, it sounds like network marketing in itself, if you choose the right business for you, that you're potentially quite passionate about, and it fits your lifestyle and your income or revenue goals, depending on how much time you have, it can work out extremely well. But like everything, you have to do your own due diligence to find out whether it's right for you or not. But, you know, Medic Footprints, we've known Ola for actually longer than 7 months, but she's worked for Medic Footprints for 7 months. And, you know, this for us is potentially a very good opportunity, because it provides a great opportunity for other doctors where we can all grow together as a community, as a team, and for doctors and what we can do in this world. So what we're doing now is really giving any doctor who's listening to this, or any doctor that you know, we're giving them an opportunity to be part of our team. So you will be part of Medic Footprints and part of Medic Footprints travel business team. But just to be clear, you will be part of it as an independent travel agent running your own business, but as part of a community. And that is key. So if you do better than us, that is amazing. That is amazing. And we want to help you and support you in doing that. So if you're someone that says, I really want to get into business, I really want a side hustle, then this could be a really amazing opportunity for you. And what happens, Ola, if you're like, actually, this isn't for me? Tell me what happens for those people. And actually, let's go back. Like, what kind of people would it not work out for, or should probably avoid this kind of arrangement?
Yeah, if you're not willing to work on yourself, if you're not willing to work on your business, then yeah, you probably shouldn't even have listened to half of this podcast. But if you are someone who is got a positive, strong mindset, someone who wants to build a business, learn how to build a business, someone who sees the bigger picture and sees the wider vision of what this business can create for you, not only for you and for your family, but also for other people, how you can help other people to kind of like gain their own financial independence and achieve their goals. If you see that vision, then this is definitely something for you. Mm-hmm. But if you're not any of those, and you know you're not coachable, and then just don't.
So coaching is a big part of this as well.
Excuse me, go again.
Coaching is a big part of this as well.
Coaching is a big part of this, because like anything else in business, you always have to strive to be better, to get better results. And if you're closed-minded, you're not willing to learn something new, you just kind of like, you don't want to improve yourself, you don't want to improve your skills, then yeah, there's absolutely no point.
Awesome. So for those doctors or medical students who are looking to take the next step to join Medic Footprints on this journey, so as you know, we are on a mission. We're a mission-driven organisation to connect 1 million doctors with the best and diverse career opportunities. And this is one of the best diverse career opportunities. Getting the feedback from doctors who are actually working in this organisation, but also doctors who are looking for something where they don't have to like jump in 100% to really benefit from it. The next steps would be go to medicfootprints.org/ so I can't even speak now. I'm so excited. And also really tired, by the way. Medicfootprints.org /travel doc. So TRAVELDOC. And that takes you to a page that will give you a lot more information about what we've just discussed today. 100% do your research. There are a few key slides that we'll share with you on that page. And if you are still like, yeah, sign me up, fill in the application form, and then you will get a call with Ola herself to discuss how the travel business can work for you. And basically it's a strategy call to look at how can it benefit you and how can you grow your business. And then you'll get to sign up and join the community. And tell us, what's the setup fee for this?
We have two options. We have the done with you business option, a travel business package, and that is a startup fee of £156 and then £42 monthly. And then we have the DIY package, where you become an independent travel agent. It's your business. We are around you as a community, but it's do it yourself, so to speak, and that's £142 one off, and then £32 monthly.
And which option is likely to give you that kind of compound or exponential growth?
Done with you.
The done with you. So that's £156 a month and £42 monthly.
Absolutely.
And so for people, again, who know the cost of running a business or the setup cost of running a business, this is like pretty darn basically low, as in the lowest I've ever really heard about. Because I remember when I started Medic Footprints, we actually got a startup loan from the government. It was a few £1,000s from what I remember. But, you know, the reality is most businesses will need money and cash to get started. Not all, but most will. And usually it's in tens of thousands like these days. So spending that amount is really a really kind of is amazing amount. Actually, I can imagine even if you decided not to do anything and you joined the business, you're already getting a return on investment simply from the being part of a community and learning about growing a business. Absolutely. Am I right?
Absolutely, yeah. The whole, you know, like the setup of the system, the website, the booking engine, the licenses, the travel licenses themselves, if you were to go out and get them, they would be like somewhere around £10,000-12,000. So
wow.
It is an amazing value for money.
Yeah, it's great value for money.
Great value for money. Having it. Yeah.
Awesome. And worst case scenario, you book a holiday and you make a return on investment.
Absolutely.
just the one holiday. And also, if you wanted to stop, you can just stop, right? You can just stop your monthly payments and
that's it.
Continue on with your life.
Yeah.
So it's a very low risk option of starting your own business if you are someone that wants to start your own business. So go to medicfootprints.org/travel doc for more information. And if it's something that really works for you, think it's a good fit, join us and travel across the world.
Let's do this.
That's what we love. If that's what you love. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Ola, for being really open about network marketing and dispelling some of the myths that do go out there, but also clarifying how doctors can do their own due diligence when it comes to deciding whether it's the right business model for them.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Take care, everybody.